Hi, I'm Todd Mathis with DNS Wines, and these are a few of my selections that I import. So DNS Wines, the company that I started a little less than a year ago, we import French wines from different regions in France. Today we have a couple of producers on the table here that we represent, but this is certainly not by any means our entire portfolio. For starters, we've got the wines from Patrick Pues. Patrick Pues, who has become one of the new superstars, I guess you could say, in the Chablis region in France, making amazing Chardonnays. And he actually has two wineries. There's the Patrick Pues label, and then also the Val de Mer project that he started in 2010. So we've got a few of those wines on display today. And then we've got something special, a little preview of a producer that is going to be coming into the Nashville market, Benoit Ant, who is a guy in Puligny-Montrachet, one of the great appellations in Burgundy for Chardonnay. And a very, very small producer. He typically makes less than 15,000 bottles a year, his entire production. So that's not a lot for the entire world. And he is a guy who is fast becoming one of the reference standards in Puligny-Montrachet. And I think now that he's got an importation into the United States and representation here, I think you'll start to hear more and more about this guy. Lastly, on the end here with the red wines, we've got one of the great producers in the Rhone Valley, George Vernet, very famous for their Condrieux, which are made from the Viognier grape, and that's where they made their reputation over 3 generations now. But today we're showing actually a couple of their red wines, and they are under the 3rd generation now, Christine Vernet, making world-class Syrah. We have 2 of those Syrahs today, one from the Saint Joseph appellation. And lastly, we have another preview, new to the market. This is a producer named Jules Desjardins, who has really not been imported into the United States for all intents and purposes until now. Jules Desjardins is a very, very small producer in Beaujolais, but making Beaujolais like no other. Very, very small production, but also small yields. Some of the smallest I've ever heard of, in not just Beaujolais, but anywhere in France. Making very concentrated but balanced, beautiful wines with a lot of complexity and layers to them. Farming everything by hand, all done biodynamically, with no tractor, no mechanization. Everything is done with a team of people in the vineyards full time, doing everything with hand tools and pickaxes, weeding by hand. After that, the grapes are carefully sorted and the wine's made and aged for a minimum of 2 years, if not 3 years, which is really abnormal for Beaujolais, before he bottles and then releases. So today we're actually showing one wine from 2008 and one from 2009. He has still not even released his 2011 vintage, which is 2 years behind most people in Beaujolais. So that's a little bit about what we're doing here, and I think if I could just say one thing about DNS Wines and our goal, what we try to do and what we seek out when we're looking for producers to partner with in France, we're looking for people who are true, the French word is vignerons, who are farmers first, and who make wines that really represent the place that they're from. They speak of the place that they're from. They have balance, they have depth, and that's really, I think, overall what we try to seek out and look for in producers that we find and bring back over to the United States. So that's what we're doing.